Hello everybody, hope you're doing okay. Welcome once again to my cabin. Now I'm actually going to go outside for a run today. Now, inspired by the Carbon X2 100k world record attempt that's going on at the moment, I thought I'd give my Rocket X's a go. I haven't actually got the Carbon X2s, I've got the Carbon X's, but I thought, well, I haven't really enjoyed the Rocket X's so far, though I haven't really given them a proper test, I feel, sort of. So I'm going to do a 5k circuit from home, both in the Next Percent and the Rocket X, and see how they feel compared to each other. I think I might take out the Next Percents first, so give the Rocket X a full chance to be fully warmed up. So I'll probably aim for about sort of marathon pace, 6:50, 7-minute mile pace, something like that. Let's have a quick look at the shoes. So here are the Rocket X's. Let me get down to my top here. X's. I'll take out one of my Next Percent pairs here. I think I'll take this pair here. So there, these are the two I'll be pitching up against each other today. Okay, for stride users, I'm trying a slightly different position with my foot pod today, just getting a bit more space there for the AirPod to come in. Hope you can actually see that I've got a bit of space there. Okay, so we're ready to go in the Next Percent, and it's about a 5k circuit, but I've got a little run in and a run out, so I think effectively it's going to be about 4.5 miles by the time I get there and back. But the 5k route actually goes past my door. Someone set up a segment of sort of taking in a bit of a rounding route around Claygate, so I thought I'd just give it a go. So, right, let's go on with it. See you later. So it's still the warm-up section. Must say I do like running on my Next Percent. Even at sort of 8-minute mile pace, I feel easy. It's very cold today though, so I've got gloves on as well as long sleeve top and long socks. So about the long socks, a bit of fashion crime, but needs must. So run down in the Next Percent, so it's about a 4.5 mile run in total with a 5k in the middle basically. So I think it was just under 22 minutes for the 5k bit. It's quite a hilly circuit as you go over Ruxley estate, which is quite a sharp rise up, so time you get to that you know what you're doing. Anyway, the usual sort of good experience in the Next Percent. Rather cold today, so I feel a bit of a struggle around just running, but and perhaps on the uphills as well, maybe not so great in the Next Percent. Really a shoe design, I think, for flatland running, but yeah, not too bad. So let's see how we go in the Rocket X, and I'll see if I can kind of match the pace. It was quite a hard effort in the end, I think. I mean, not flat out, but I think I'll need to go some to keep up with it. Anyway, it has a full recovery, and out in a minute. So the first thing you notice about the Rocket X is the ridiculously long laces there. So that's sort of like basically twice as long as they need to be. I think I'm gonna have to go and cut them. Look at that, I've done one knot there already, and on this foot it's just ridiculous. So the stride here, got a bit of a groove there on the top of the stride, so I don't know how it's going to affect the wind reading, but I can't really move that any further forward, I don't think. It's farther forward it's going to go. Instantly these shoes feel a lot firmer than the Next Percent, but we'll see how we go. They actually feel sort of more minimalist on foot, I think, though, even though they actually are heavier. So that's one of the amazing things about the Next Percent. It's such a bulky shoe, but yes, so light. It's amazing. Right, let's get going on this run. I think I'll take my gloves and top off for this one. Oh, one thing that's for sure, it's very cold today. Certainly feeling, and there's just a t-shirt and no gloves. So anyway, Rocket X's definitely feel quite somewhat different to the Next Percent. A lot more sort of lower to the ground feel. I'm feeling sort of the plate in my toes a bit. And a bit constricted in the toe box, even though I've got very narrow feet. I think that's one of the problems with HOKAs. I find they're very sort of torpedo shaped. They're kind of the same width in the midfoot as they are in the toe box, which isn't really how my feet are. Anyway, I do feel slightly softer than the Carbon X. One redeeming feature, I suppose. We'll see how they do in the actual run main bit in a minute. So run done in the Carbon X, yeah, not too bad. I think it was actually slightly slower than the Next Percent, although it felt like I was working harder, so that's interesting in itself. I think just the style of the shoes, I felt like I was having to put a lot more cadence into it. I don't know if it was just because I was tired, but just a little lowest to ground feeling. Just feeling not getting quite that bounce off the ground like I was getting in the Next Percent. But not bad, anyway. I think it's probably the best run I've had in those so far. Sure, they've got some promise, but I thought I was a bit wary of my ankles on that one as well. My right ankle's the one that's been troubling me, my calf as well. So I'm sort of feeling that there wasn't quite so much support in the back there that there is in the Next Percent, even though it's sort of not much to it at the back. There's sort of, you feel like you're sort of locked in quite nicely there. Anyway, maybe it's just I was tired, but let's get in and have a look at the data, and I think this will still probably show the next percent wins. But anyway, not a bad test and not a bad run, because I've got in best part of 8.5 miles there with 6k with 2 sets of 5k at quite a hard effort. All right, see you later. Bye. So here we are with my customary spreadsheet. It's a bit of a simple one this time because I only got 2 runs in this one. So just a reminder what I did. 3.2 miles I worked out to be just over 5k with about a half a mile run in and run back home. So I was out for about 4.3 miles altogether from a circuit from home. So I was in the next percent first and I did 21:57. And in the Rocket X second, I was also slower, and the heart rate was a lot higher as well. So normally when you do the second run, you expect it to be a bit harder, but in other shoe-offs, I've put the next percent on, and it's felt easier. It certainly wasn't here. I felt like I was going okay, but you can see the time there was quite a lot slower, and my heart rate was 3 beats on average higher and 3 beats on average on the maximum. Otherwise, the stats looked fairly similar. I actually felt like I had more cadence in the Rocket X, and actually I didn't. It was 183 on both. It just felt like when I was sort of going uphill, I was just having a shorter stride. Maybe just was going slower. So it was an interesting test. Very cold day, and I even took off my gloves and long sleeve top for the Rocket X, thinking I'd go a bit easier. I think actually probably gained a bit of time on the Rocket X one because there's quite a lot of funny turns and even had some steps to go over. And there was one point in the next percent I had to briefly stop just to sort of think which way am I going. So I must have lost about 5 seconds on that. So I think the conclusion to this test would be the not unsurprising result of the next percent feeling that it was the better shoe for me. Rocket X was okay. I'm not sure that really a shoe I would want to take out for too much of my hard runs, I think, but you know, it may find a place on just a few little tempo runs here and there. But with 6 next percent shoes to get through and only 1 Rocket X, I think chances of me pulling out the Rocket X out of choice is going to be pretty slim. But it is £100 cheaper, so if you're looking at an option, certainly worth looking at. But if you pay £100 less, then I would say don't expect £100 more in performance. Anyway, so I hope you found this interesting, and look forward to seeing the next one then. Bye!